How's it going, everybody? So today we're going to be working on the Grom. We're actually going to be doing a Fender Eliminator kit, because on the Grom you got this fender here, rear fender, because certain states or whatever says that the license plate has to be further back than the back tire. But this thing right here is pretty freaking ugly, so we're going to go get rid of it. I got this Kemimoto rear fender Eliminator kit thing from Amazon. It's like 60 bucks. I'll put a link in the description. Comes with like the Fender Eliminator, some instructions, which you probably might have to go to in some of the hardware. But what we're going to do is we're going to get the rear license plate and move it so it's about sitting right here underneath the seat here, just so we can get rid of this whale tail looking thing. Not any news, just as an update, I have cleaned up the Grom some so it doesn't look as bad. These turn signals and everything look a lot better than they should. Exhaust is definitely scrunched up, but I've driven this thing a lot of miles after the incident, because it had about 1528 when I was done with that test drive, and it's 1791, so almost 300 miles after, and it's been riding fine. You know, I do have some new levers still coming though. They won't be here for another few weeks, but the video's not about that. The video's not an update video. The video is about doing the rear fenders. So first thing you want to do is you want to get the rear, or not the rear, but you want to get the seat here, and you want to remove it. You get your key, stick it into the key thing, turn it and pop it, and it should come off. Key, pop it up, move that out of the way. All right, now that we got the rear seat off, I keep calling it the rear seat. Now we got the seat off. I almost said chair. I'm an idiot. Then we got the seat off. We got this connector right here. This connector right here is for your tag, or your tag light. So pull this thing up. There's a little bit of rubber grommet on it. We're gonna move this back. Once you move the rubber grommet, you got a little push pin right there. You push that in, and then boom, it comes unplugged. Once you get that unplugged, we're gonna do these two bolts here, those two bolts there. They're all 10mm. We're gonna remove those bolts, and the rear fender should start dropping. I think that's at least according to plan. So do you crack them loose? It's getting hit by a lot of this not rain that the weatherman said we're going to be having. So we did get the 4 bolts undone, so now I get the loose wire. This wire right here goes around the helmet hook. You can see it goes down below the frame and it moves into that hole right there, which is where it drops out at. So you're gonna kind of gotta help guide the wire down in there and get it out the bottom. Easiest way I found doing it with the wire, it comes here. Let it run through the entire back of this frame. A lot of people try to push it under here. Yeah, I mean, that's the less distance it has to travel, but there's gonna be a lot more resistant. Get the wire and bring it back here and then fish it. You got this nice big gap here where the plug can go there without having to bend any plastic or struggling. So that's just a tip for you. But now we got the fender removed. Now that what we're going to be doing is we're going to be disassembling this assembly here. Disassembling the assembly. Alright, sweet. So by getting a screwdriver, we can now unscrew all the screws that are screwing us. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to flip it over, and there's going to be a bunch of screws and 1 bolt on the bottom part of it. So we're going to get those off. We're going to go get those off, but first let me loosen my license plate. And I know someone's going to be all like, oh my gosh, why are you using like your hood of your car freaking work on it? That's because it's the hood of my car, and I can do what I want with it. Like work on it. Now this is a 10mm bolt in the center. Got that 10mm right there. You got 4 Phillips head screws there. That's what we're taking out. Sweet. Yeah, this whole whale tail part should be coming loose. Looks like it should. Just like that. Nice. There's this bracket right here. The wires are running under it. So I'm going to pry this up. Okay, that's pretty easy. Super easy, barely an inconvenience. These pins right here, you just grab them. You guys one-handed. Actually, I don't have to do this one-handed. So you got the pins in here. Just get it and you just pull them out, which some aggravated assault here. There we go, really hard. Got those 2 out. Now I get these 2. Boom, those are all disconnected. First thing I'm going to do is get the turn signals. We got a little bolt there, we got a little nut bolt, we got a little nut there. So So I'm using a 9/16 wrench, which is probably not the right size since this is a Honda and everything's metric, but it fits, so I'm using it. Jeez. I'll tell you right now, they were not messing around. Okay, with a little bit of aggravated assault later, these things are now coming loose. It was pretty tight. I was doing this one, I ended up fisting the ground, which is just not okay. Nuts, I'm spinning them off, and they're spinning off, hitting on the wire. So now these turn signals should pull out. I don't know if we're going to need this little metal gasket plate, but I'm going to bring it just in case. But you just keep pulling and pulling and pulling gently down the stream. Boom, now you got your turn signal. See? Same thing with this one. Just pull it, pull it. Come on, there we go. Right side, driver's side of the car. Sweet, and then got 2 nuts. Keep them with it. Great, next we're going to get turn signal out. Looks like there is a 10mm nut on both sides. It might be an 8. It's most likely going to be an 8 because why would anything go my way? Yep, it's an 8. Got both of the nuts out. Right there, I'm going to set them just right here. Oh, don't roll away. Set them right there. Get this rubber boot. Can I get it completely off of here? Maybe. It's coming, dude. It's coming. There we go. Boom. Look at that. First try. Didn't even struggle. Maybe. Bam. I got that boot off, which good luck trying to put that on again. I'm going to fish all the wires through the back of the unit. And boom. Just like that. Now we got our turn signal or tag light off of the rear fender. Now we got the bracket itself. So, oh my gosh, it's not raining again. Kemimoto bracket. It does come in the kit with, oh, I'm over here dropping everything in the kit. Great. Just comes with one of these, the rubber grommet. Rubber grommet goes in the center. So this rubber grommet that I'm about to put in this thing, I would not recommend putting it just yet because you're about to see me make one of the greatest mistakes I've made on this project. Kind of where your tag light's going to be living at. These little rubber pegs go in the little 3 little holes. Also, like on the bracket, how they have all these like extra stuff. So if you want to add like aftermarket anything, the bracket is definitely friendly to that. So what I'm going to do is probably up here, I'm going to cut some of this shielding off, and we're going to cut the wire, and we're going to basically kind of like rejoin together some butt connectors. Alright, so I was thinking about it. Apparently they designed this thing to, yeah, so you don't put the grommet in, you just slice everything through there, slide it in. The whole wires, just prove that'll go in. I watched a video of someone else doing this to make sure I had confidence, and that guy did not know what he was talking about because he put the grommet in first, but then when you slide this thing on, it doesn't sit flush because the grommet's in the way. So that is gay, pretty gay. But we're just gonna work with what we got, and what we got was a mistake. But okay, sweet. So it kind of fixed my mistake. It should be holding on tight. I'm gonna get electrical tape. I don't have some at the moment, and wrap that up. Luckily, it's in an area where it'll be easy to get to in the future. Now what we're gonna do is get the turn signals on. Mosquitoes are going crazy because it's about to not rain, like the weatherman said. It not rained earlier. Boom, just like that. Now you get your big old nut there. Slide it down the wire and you stick it on. And you can see what I was talking about with the one second. See, so I got the nut and I just kind of like ran it through the wire there. Same thing there, I just got the nut, ran it on there and tightened it. So everything is looking pretty alright. So now what we want to do is kind of repin the turn signals. So one of the turn signals is a green wire, one of them is a light blue teal kind of color. So you'll line it up with these, one teal, one green. Okay, yeah, so definitely get a flathead screwdriver and try to like push it in there if you can, because it did make a very audible snap. It was a good snap. It wasn't like a oh crap, it was like a oh crap. and I think it's now ready to get time to remount it to the vehicle. So this rubber grommet, it turned out I did not need it. At least I don't think I need it. Yeah, this rubber grommet, turned out I did not need it, but it's time to mount this back onto the vehicle. So how we're going to do that is kind of simple, I hope. I have no idea. This is my plan, my battle plan. Get my extension with my 10mm on it, because the kit does come with the nuts and bolts and certain washers. A lot of washers to kind of help install it. I'm probably going to have the bolt coming from the top. Yeah, so top down. Now bolt, washer. We're going to have the bike. So I guess this and everything. Another washer. Then a nut. Put the blue side down on the nut. So that's kind of how I break it down, but that part facing up. So alright, so to get it mounted on the bike, I got the torque bolts there and there. Use the 10mm and stuff underneath. I didn't finish pulling that all the way through. That's what underneath it looks like. Like I said, I wish I had some sort of cover or something that went there. Make it a little bit more easier. To get the license plate mounted, looks pretty nice so far. One thing I noticed is that, me being an idiot, I reversed the things. This turn signal's supposed to go there and vice versa. They still look alright, but the screws are exposed because they're upside down. So I might end up doing that later at a different time because anyways, but what I'm going to do is I got the plug routed. And it was pretty difficult. I found out if you get the plug and push it forward towards your battery, you can pull it out and then do like a 180 and then bend it back through here. And it does come out of this little hole right there. Once you do that, then you can kind of fish the line down. And I guess plug it in. All of which I'm trying to do with one hand. Alright, so do get the wires tucked in again. Sweet, so now it's time to put the seat on, give it a look, and see if all the lights and stuff work. But so far, I'm liking it. So back up. Brake lights working. Good. Tag lights working. So I'm gonna have to back to redo it because I think if the turn signals flip backwards, now they're backwards. If I hit right indicators on, right lights on, look back here, the left lights on. So I'm gonna flip that over real quick. So redoing that wasn't too big of a deal. I unplugged the plug, moved the wire back some so I could feed it down on the bottom. I had it come out of the bottom some and basically did everything from under here. And I got them switched, so it's way better. Let's see if it functions right. So I could just swap the pins over but I just didn't. Actually, I'm gonna start the thing first. Notice I got the right one turned on. The indicator, right light, right turn signal. So I like to see left. Boom. So take a couple tries. Did make a few mistakes here, but did get them fixed. Everything does look good now. Now, some of the pros and cons about this. The pro is that it looks way nicer and it's super easy and super simple to put together. The kit really only came with like the bracket and a few hardware. Pretty much everything that you need to put it together. However, and it's at a good price point. Now, some of the cons I had is one that I wish, like I said, it really does cover something under there. Because even, I mean, I probably shouldn't have cut it and it wouldn't have been that big of a deal. But even though no one's going to look under here, you just got all sorts of junk and hunk from the tire. It does come up here and it does hit. Especially for someone like me who does drive in all types of weather, not just sunny sunshine. I definitely can see that becoming an issue, getting moisture up in there and whatnot. But other than that, though, I really do like it. That's really kind of the only con I had of it. But looks pretty good. Do like it, in fact. Do like it indeed. Now, if you guys have any questions or anything, you try to do this to yourself, please let me know. I'll be happy to help. And yeah, and like I said, link for this will be in the description. See you guys later.